The Fog and the North Star. High above the city, in a room of glass and polished stone, the leaders of Apex Corp gathered. Vera, the CEO, stood before a digital map that pulsed with possibilities. The market is shifting, she told the room. We must pivot now, or we will be left behind in the dust of the old world. The air was thick with the scent of expensive coffee and the weight of $100 million choice. The board members listened, their faces etched with the shadows of caution. Alistair, the chairman, looked at the colorful charts Vera had prepared. They were beautiful, but to him, they felt like a beautiful dream rather than a solid bridge. He tapped his pen against a notebook, the rhythm echoing the heartbeat of a company at a standstill. It is a bold vision, Vera, Alistair said, his voice cutting through the hum of the air conditioning. But boldness without certainty is just a gamble. We are standing at a fork in the road, and the mist is too thick to see where either path leads. Vera leaned forward, her eyes searching his for a sign of movement, but the board remained as still as statues. For weeks, the decision hovered in the air like a storm cloud that refused to break. The board asked for more internal reviews, then more meetings, then more debate. But the more they talked, the more the fog seemed to settle over the boardroom. Alistair spent his evenings looking out at the city, wondering if they were missing the very thing they needed to move forward. Finally, Alistair made a call. He reached out to Webintelligency, a firm known for turning the chaos of the digital world into a map of clear signals. He met Merrick, a lead consultant who didn't offer opinions, only evidence. We don't guess, Merrick told him. We illuminate. We will provide the data-driven insights your strategy is currently missing. Merrick and the team at Webintelligency dove into the deep waters of global research. They analyzed consumer sentiment, competitor movements, and emerging technologies. In their lab, they filtered out the noise of the internet until only the truth remained. Merrick began to weave these threads into a comprehensive research report that spoke the language of the future. When Merrick returned to Apex Corp, he didn't bring more slides. He brought a North Star. He sat with Vera and opened the Webintelligency report. The data shows that your proposed pivot isn't just an option, Merrick explained, pointing to a heat map of demand. It is the only path where the market is actually growing. Here is the proof. Vera took the report to the board. This time, the atmosphere was different. As Alistair read the data-driven insights from Webintelligency, the skepticism in his eyes began to melt away. The report didn't just suggest a direction. It provided the empirical foundation that the board had been starving for. The fog was finally lifting. The risk hasn't vanished, Alistair announced, looking at his fellow board members. But our ignorance has. With Webintelligency's research as our guide, we are no longer gambling. We are investing. He picked up his pen, not to tap it in hesitation, but to sign the authorization that would change the company's destiny forever. Years later, Apex Corp stood as a titan of the new industry. Vera looked out from her office, not at a city in the mist, but at a horizon full of clarity. They had learned that the most expensive thing a board can do is wait.